Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good morning, everyone. Phil Pinarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're all having a great start to your Thursday. We are still live at the 2023 CEO Summit in West Michigan at the JW Marriott in downtown Grand Rapids. We're being joined by the new CEO of the Grand Rapids Art Museum, Cindy Meyers Foley. Cindy, thank you so much for being here
today.
Thank
you, Phil. It's great to be here.
Yeah, no, glad we were able to set this up, and obviously, tell us a little bit about your experience with the summit, how you liking it so far, how you got kind of, brushing shoulders, getting into conversations with a lot of the West Michigan.
Yeah, so far it's great. I will admit to you, I am 9 days into my job, and that means I'm 9 days into Michigan, and so I apologize, everyone, for my voice. I have learned West Michigan has a specific allergy that I've acquired. But what I've loved about this summit so far is two things. Not only the stories of resilience, but the stories that really bring out the vulnerability of these leaders. And so I think that's incredibly powerful for someone who is just getting started in this community, is that there's a level of transparency and vulnerability. The other wonderful thing that they've done is my table is actually all new CEOs. And so it's almost like we created a little mini club on day one. So I'm very pleased with the summit.
Yeah, right. Now, and you mentioned, you're about 9 days, just over a week really into this new position. How has it sort of been kind of adapting to, West Michigan and the new role as CEO of the Art Museum? How's that sort of going so far?
It's like drinking from a fire hose. So I think the wonderful part about moving here is I'm coming from Columbus, Ohio. Okay. And what was really exciting about this job, there's a couple things, but one was I would be moving to a community that, like Columbus, is a growth community. It is moving forward. It is a community that is incredibly accepting, and that was really exciting. But I think 9 days in, what I'm realizing is it's the people of this community that I'm really going to love.
Right.
And so it's working with my team and the broader community to get the work done. That's going to be a blast.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm from kind of in the same boat. I'm coming from Alabama, so I'm still trying to get used to West Michigan. But yeah, the community, everybody's just been very great. Kind of just accepting you and everything like that. But Cindy, one of the topics that I would really love to hear more about, specifically now you're the CEO of the Art Museum. The Art Museum isn't like a normal retail space. You're not trying to sell somebody something. You're trying to provide a guest experience. What is how's that been? Just kind of helping plan that out and really offer the guests who come to the Art Museum the best time possible.
Right. Well, I think the first thing to realize is the folks that came before me have made very smart strategic decisions about where to place the museum, and it really is now like a central part of downtown. It's the front porch of the downtown community. I think what's fabulous about that is it makes it incredibly accessible. It's right on Rosa Parks Square, so a lot of that exchange interaction can take place. But I think what's interesting is museums today are shifting. And in particular, what I'm interested in is moving towards more of a people-centered museum versus an object-centered museum. And an object-centered museum in the past has worked, but today it's really about what do people need in their lives that a museum is uniquely qualified to provide. And I think I use this analogy a lot, but I heard once that somebody said to me, "Oh, Cindy, people, they visit art museums, but they use libraries." And I made it like my goal. What would it look like for people to use their art museum, right? So I think while we are a tourist attraction, we're also a key component to, I think, the infrastructure and the needs of the community in which we live.
And that kind of ties into the final question, Cindy. The topic of the CEO Summit, the theme is creating resiliency in business. We've asked everybody that's come on today, what does that mean to them? And I'd love to hear your perspective on what it means to create that resiliency, to be resilient, and really just having it in a business.
Yeah, it's interesting. I take a slightly different approach to this, in which I think sometimes when we focus on resiliency, we're focusing on the things that are happening to us. And things are consistently, I mean, we're all experiencing it. Consistently, we're going to find obstacles. For me, the real way to build resiliency is to be curious human beings. And I think one of our speakers earlier today talked about, the benefits of being bored as a child, of being someone who could play and escape, and it actually builds a certain kind of resilience in us. And so I think our work in the Art Museum right now is to really give people the opportunities to imagine the world not as it is, but as it could be. Give them opportunities to play and experiment, as well as see things and explore new ideas, new understandings. And that's what helps all of us build resiliency, whether it's my team at the museum or it's the person coming off the street that just needs a little bit more of a dose of hope and enlightenment.
Yeah, no, I love that. That was great. Thank you, Sydney. We really appreciate you coming on the live desk today, and we'll let you get back to the rest of the summer.
I appreciate
Thanks
it.
so much for stopping
Thanks.
by.
Bye.
Yes, absolutely. And we want to thank everybody else for tuning into this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski. We hope you have a great rest of your day.